if I wanted an opportunity, I couldn't expect someone else to just give it to me. I couldn't expect for it to just fall into my lap. Hey everyone, it's Reese here from Yes Supply, and I'm so excited to come to you with day 2 of the NLP series. So today what we're getting into is the empowerment formula, and I actually have the formula right here in my book, and I'm really excited to show it to you. So a few years ago, I was in the biggest rut of my life. I'm sure some of you guys can relate, but I was working at a job that I absolutely hated. I was doing boring, repetitive tasks that just required no creativity, and I'm just naturally a really creative person. I like visual things. I don't know, I just knew I wasn't in the right place. Sometimes you don't even know why. I just knew I wasn't in the right place, and that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. And I knew the definition of insanity was doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And I knew that if I didn't make a big change, I was going to be 60 years old and folding sweaters. And I just knew that wasn't the plan that I wanted for my life. And I think the thing that a lot of people don't reflect on or think about is the fact that, right now you might be working in a job that you don't like, or in a relationship you don't like, or having habits around eating the wrong foods or whatever. And a lot of people are just oh yeah, and they complain about it, but they don't actually do anything about it. And years ago, I heard this great quote or saying from Michael Hyatt about drifting, right? And he was saying essentially that most people go through their life drifting, meaning they just kind of float along wherever the stream takes them, wherever the people around them take them, wherever the water goes. And the thing about drifting is it's easy, right? Because you don't have to think too much. You don't have to make decisions. You don't have to be proactive. It's very simple and it's very easy. It's wherever the wind blows. If you keep drifting, you might see what the island is that you want to end up at, and it might seem close at first, and you might know oh yeah, I can paddle over there when I want to. I can paddle to a better retirement, or I can paddle to a better relationship, or I can paddle to that career that I want. It's not that far, it's fine. But then as time goes on, if you keep drifting and not paying attention and doing what your parents always tell you to do and not thinking for yourself, or doing what your teachers tell you to do, or what the media tells you to do, or what all these outside sources are telling you to do, without actually looking within at what is fulfilling to you, what aligns to your purpose, what aligns to that person it is that you want to be, before you know it, you're in the middle of the ocean and you're looking around and you can't see anywhere in any direction, and you're looking for that island, you're looking for that palm tree, you're looking for that lighthouse, whatever it is. And you've drifted so far, you have no idea how to swim back to get to the place that it is that you want to go. And so when I was working in this job, I recognized that, yeah, I was applying for jobs, but nothing was changing. I wasn't getting different jobs. Nothing was changing. And I could either say, oh, employers are bad because they won't hire me and they don't give people a chance, and school is so expensive, and I could have blamed everything on anything else and everything else. But what I realized was, if I wanted my life to change, I had to be the change first. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later, but if I wanted my life to change, I had to be the change first. And also, I recognized the fact that if I wanted a big opportunity in my life, if I wanted the better job, more money, the career, the opportunity, whatever it was, if I wanted an opportunity, I couldn't expect someone else to just give it to me. I couldn't expect for it to just fall into my lap. I realized that if no one else was going to give me the opportunity, then I was going to create that opportunity for myself. And it was after a really tough day at that job that I actually came home. I remember I grabbed a notebook and I started journaling, and I asked myself the question that, I base a lot of things in my business around, which is, what would I ask for if I knew the answer was going to be yes? Not basing my next goal on what my limitations were, or what my little experience I had, or the fact that I look different, or the fact that I might not be as educated. I just forgot about my limitations for a moment, and I asked myself, if I could have anything and everything, and it would work out for me perfectly, and I could create the impact that I wanted, and I could do the thing that I wanted, and I could spend my day how I wanted, what would I do? And it was then that I started journaling the initial ideas for what today has become Yes Supply, even before I knew what a coach was. And it was really that shift from letting the outside world dictate my inside world, right? I no longer was willing to let my boss or my circumstances affect me. I decided I was going to change myself and create new circumstances. So I'm going to share with you what the empowerment formula is. And essentially what the empowerment formula is moving from effect to cause. So the majority of people live in effect. They say things like, oh, my parents never had a business, so I don't know how to have a business, so I could never have one. Or my mom was overweight, so I'm always going to be overweight. And they let outside things create their world, and essentially they use excuses to limit themselves. And I'm sorry, but this can be a little bit of tough love sometimes to hear, but it's a really good opportunity right now to look around your life and to look at some things that, might not be exactly like how you want it. Maybe your business isn't exactly where you want it yet, or your relationships aren't exactly where you want them yet. And instead of looking at the outside circumstances and saying, they did this to me, they made me feel bad, they made me small, I want you to ask yourself, how am I at cause for this? How am I at cause for that thing that happened? How am I at cause for that letdown? How am I at cause for that failure? How am I at cause for whatever it is? And I know sometimes this sounds like a little bit scary, but this is one of the most empowering things that you can do. Because when you can see how you might have caused it, you can see how you can change it. And this is why it's called the empowerment formula in NLP, because it gives you back the power to get back in control of your life, to create your life exactly like how you want it. So you can blame outside circumstances, or you can look inside and say, what area of it did I cause? Now, there might be other aspects that other people might have played a part in, but you might have played a part as well. And if you can see what part you played and you can shift what you're doing, you could create an amazing future for yourself. And so I recognized when I was in that job I hated that I wasn't valuing myself. I wasn't doing anything to increase my capabilities. So one of the first things I did was I got really clear on what it was I wanted to do. At that time, I had the idea for Yes Supply, but at the same time, I felt like the next stepping stone was a corporate job. And so I got really clear on what that was, and I said, you know what, I need to stop thinking about what can they do for me, and thinking about what can I do for them. And so I started to increase my value. I started to take courses. I started to learn more about technology and started to think more like a manager, think more like someone who could provide a lot of value to a company. And when I did that, when I looked at myself and looked at how I could improve myself and change the things that I was doing, then I manifested a new job that was outside of the job where I was folding sweaters, and I actually really liked that job. It was great people, great environment, lots of fun, and I learned a ton. And a lot of the things that I learned, I'm kind of using in my job now, in my business now, because I got myself promoted to being on the education team, which was really, really cool. So the cause and effect formula essentially states that result. So this is the book from the Yes Supply method, my certification program where I teach people neuro-linguistic programming and a few other coaching modalities. So it shows that cause is greater than effect. Cause is always better than effect. It's always better to be at cause. And results are better than reasons. So when you get to the end of your life, would you rather have reasons why it didn't happen, or would you rather have results, right? And that's always the question that you can ask yourself. And this is something that we talk about a lot too in, law of attraction, manifestation, working with the laws of the universe, which is the fact that what we are putting out is reflected back to us, right? T. Harv Eker in the book Secrets of a Millionaire Mind says it amazingly. He says essentially that whatever's going on in our minds is like the Word document, right? So imagine you're on your computer and you're typing away a Word document. Whatever's going on inside your mind is like the Word document. And then your reality, what you see around you, is the printout. So if you want your reality outside of you to change, then you need to change what's on the inside too, because what's happening inside, you're soon going to be printed out in your reality. So sometimes if I'm feeling down or whatever, just like not being my best self, I recognize, like, I take a second and I'm like, okay, why is this happening? How am I at cause for this? And I recognize that I'm getting down on myself. And if I'm getting down on myself and I know that the universe is reacting to my energy, then I'm only going to bring on more down on myself. So it's at that moment where I start to practice gratitude. I say like, well, I have, a great business. I have a roof over my head. I have a husband who loves me to death. I have an amazing team. I have all these incredible things that are going for me. I've changed people's lives. Like, I have a lot of things to be grateful for. And even still, I can look at the things that I'm, not grateful for or I don't have yet. And so by doing this, it brings you back into a new energy of gratitude. Whether it's you can be grateful for your health, or grateful that you have a bit of savings, or grateful that you are smart, or grateful that you have the ability to learn, grateful that if you want to start a business, you can just pick up your phone and instantly be in front of hundreds of people to share your message. We live in one of the best times to start a business and to essentially create your own reality, right? You can fly anywhere in the world. You can do anything you want, right? So in those times where I'm not feeling at my best self, I look at myself and I ask myself, what can I do to change my energy, to change what I'm focusing on, knowing that whatever I focus on expands. And so if you're focusing on complaints, your subconscious mind is so powerful that it will actually serve you up more things to complain about. But if you're focusing on the things in your life that are good, even if it's just a few things, your subconscious mind will get to work to help you see more reasons why your life is good. And if you focus your attention on a goal that you want, something that you want to achieve, your subconscious mind is going to go to work and is going to think of ideas and plans and preparations and opportunities and people you could reach out to, whatever it is, in order to bring that into reality. And that's why it's so important to focus on what you want. And it really goes back to cause and effect. What are you causing, right? If you're complaining, you're just going to create more complaints. So I'm putting a little poll up here, and let me know in the poll if you feel like you're at cause or you feel like you're at effect. And if you feel like you're at effect and you want to move to cause, let me know if you have any questions below in the comments. I'm going to go back through and answer them, and share also what you're going to do to start to move to cause. So another big reason why I like this cause versus effect is because you can use it to recognize that you can change anything, right? If you can look at something in your life, like maybe a job that you don't like, or a relationship, a friendship that's bringing you down. I've totally been there where I have a friendship that's bringing me down, and I ask myself, like, how am I at cause for that? What did I do to cause it? I can see that, well, maybe I was not respecting myself and not holding myself in enough power, and I was making that person think that it was okay to talk to me like that or treat me like that. And I've also been at cause in negative friendships when I continue to hang out with those people who aren't kind to me or don't value me, or when I recognize that every time I spend time with them, I feel worse. I realize how I'm also causing the situation. And you always have choice. If you have a friendship that doesn't make you feel good, if there's relationships in your life that don't make you feel good, you always have the choice. You can always change it. Whether it's you're in a relationship and it's time to get a divorce, whether it's a friendship that's gone on for decades but it's time to leave it behind. Sometimes you have to put your own mental health first and your own self-love first. And I've been there where a friendship that I had for, I think it was 8 years, I had to just cut that person off because they were just treating me horribly and using me and putting me down. And just I noticed that every time I spent time with that person, I felt worse. And I realized, hey, I'm at cause because I'm putting myself in this situation. And the beautiful thing is the universe loves a vacuum. The universe will fill up space, right? So when I made space by letting go of that friendship that wasn't making me feel good, I actually created space for more friendships, more supportive people, more loving people to come in, right? So when I created that space and then I kept my energy high and I focused on what I wanted, then I started to connect with other people who are more like-minded, more supportive, could see me at my best self, and having those relationships now has helped me grow to where I am right now. So I know this part is tough love, but knowing this empowerment formula is good for you, and it's also good for the other people in your life. So for example, if you have a friend that's always complaining, it's good to be there for your friends and like allow them to talk about their stuff. But if they're complaining over the same thing for months and months and months, or if there always seems to be some kind of sob story, one thing that can actually help your friends kind of shift out of it and see things at a different perspective is asking them, how are you at cause for it? Or maybe a nicer way to ask is, well, how are you playing a part in this situation? Because this is why I'm really passionate about teaching these mindset tools, because one of the things that we're always taught is if we have a problem, talk about it. And I think it's good to talk about it, but at some point you also, if you don't want that problem, you have to start to think of a solution. And a lot of the time when people are talking about it and they're saying, this is why this happened, and this is my history, and this is my story, what they're doing is they're continuing to sell themselves that story that they can't have what they want, or they can't be who they want, or they can't get out of that place where they feel stuck. And so continuing to listen to them tell themselves that story of why they're stuck isn't really a good use of their time or your time. And often just sharing with them, like a friend's complaining about that job they don't like or their relationship they don't like, ask them, well, how are you playing a part in this? And they might see, well, I'm letting that person talk to me that way, or I guess I haven't looked for a job and maybe I could start looking for a better one, right? And sometimes it's so easy to make a change and people know exactly what they need to do, but they're not doing it. So I'm a huge fan of the empowerment formula. If you are a coach, a hypnotherapist, a healer, whatever it is, starting off working with a new client by telling them you are at cause for your results is one of the best things that you can do to make your clients take action, right? So when you're a coach, don't allow your clients to think that you as the coach have to get the results for them, because you can only do what you do with them on the call, and they have to go into their life and use repetition and habit building and taking action and getting outside of their comfort zone to get the results. And so I always start my new coaching sessions by saying, hey, you are at cause for your results. I'm going to do everything that I can to support you, to love you, to hold space for you, to show you the way, to ask you the tough questions on this coaching call. But when we talk about things that you're committing to do and you say you're going to do them, if you don't do them, you are the one who's at cause. And this is something that I think is the basis for a really healthy coaching relationship, where you know what you are supposed to do and the client knows what they're supposed to do as well. And this is for me speaking to my coaches, okay? I have more videos coming up on NLP techniques. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit subscribe and make sure you hit that bell so that you get notified when I come out with new videos. I'm releasing a new video every single day for the next 21 days, or for the 21 days within this series, and I'm going to be bringing to you some neuro-linguistic programming techniques. So if you're looking for more high-level elite mindset techniques, mindset tools, you're kind of over people just saying like you can do it, and you want a little bit of like oomph to back it up, this is where you want to be. So make sure you hit subscribe. If you're going to look at your life and start to ask yourself, how am I at cause for this? Let me know below in the comments. And I am so excited to see you in the next video. By the way, if you want more of these tools, check out the links in my description, because I have more freebies for you guys to help you with your coaching and to help you be your own best coaching client and just improve your own mindset. Talk to you soon.